Eyewitness News, San Antonio's top-rated satellite newscast.
Good afternoon. A 3-month-old child lost his life this morning after a grinding one-car accident on Interstate 35. The baby, his 5-year-old brother, and 25-year-old mother were traveling south on 35 around 8 o'clock when their small car spun out of control near the Benz-Engelman exit. The car slammed broadside into a light pole. EMS technicians rushed the family to Brooke Army Medical Center, where the 3-month-old boy died during surgery. The mother and other child are listed in undetermined condition. Their names won't be released until the father of the children, who's stationed in Germany tonight, can be notified. Police say slick roads contributed to the accident. Just a week after his 40th birthday, a local man has little to celebrate, having been charged with a list of crimes, including involuntary manslaughter, driving while intoxicated, and driving with a suspended license. Jose Angel Valdez of 400 Lindemann was arrested early this morning after killing one man, injuring 2 others, and causing a lot of destruction. The fatal crash occurred outside the Takasita restaurant at 1633 Southwest Military Drive. According to police reports, a Malibu Classic driven by Valdez was traveling west on Military Drive at a high rate of speed when the car jumped a curb, hitting and sandwiching a man between 2 cars. Valdez's car then tore through a 50-foot stretch of fence. Police finally arrested Valdez. He is also charged tonight with DWI and unlawfully carrying a handgun. Which city will host the 1990 International Economic Summit, Houston or San Antonio? That's what a White House team of advisors is trying to figure out today. The team is in the Alamo City to get a feel for what our city has to offer. Gina Galaviz caught up with the delegation today and has this report.
Welcome to San Antonio. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Greeted with a friendly Texas hello, not even the rain appeared to dampen anyone's spirits in this fact-finding mission to see what San Antonio has to offer over Houston.
We really have connections and ties in all directions that would make San Antonio a very ideal place. There is no other place that has the historic heritage of San Antonio in this part of the country.
The mayor led the 3-member team through a short tour of the Alamo, the cradle of Texas liberty. Members appeared impressed.
The historic aspect of it was just amazing to me, just amazing. Beautiful city, great people. You all should be very proud of it.
Earlier, the group met with the police and fire chief to discuss security. Cockrell says the city can meet any requirements.
One recent example that we've had of hosting a major dignitary was that of His Holiness the Pope. Up to 1 million people saw the Pope during his visit to San Antonio. And there were very large crowds assembled all along the way that had to be restrained to some extent.
Even though Houston is the president's adopted hometown, officials are confident San Antonio will be judged for its uniqueness. By visiting different places like the Alamo and now here at the Botanical Gardens, the mayor hopes the delegation gets a taste of the city's many flavors and walk away convinced that San Antonio is the only place to hold a summit. The president should make that decision within the month. Gina Galaviz, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Well, the House and Senate have sent to President Bush legislation that will give them a hefty pay increase and change some congressional ethics rules. The Senate debated the pay hike until 1 o'clock this morning. Finally, they amended the House bill, giving senators only an $8,900 increase. House members' pay will go from $89,000 to $120,000. The pay hike legislation also puts new restrictions on gifts and free travel that can be accepted by lawmakers and other government officials. Judges and top-ranking federal officials' pay will also increase. President Bush has said in the past he favors the pay increase and is expected to sign the bill. Stay with us. Opponents of the Applewhite Project protest, saying the site is an economic and environmental fiasco. And a local church reminds us children are dying of hunger worldwide. What they're doing about it when we come back.
Where's the best place to get brand name electronics and appliances? Let me drop you a little hint. Okay, a big hint. Electric Avenue at Montgomery Ward. You get low prices every day, and they guarantee they'll match any store's advertised sale prices.
And we're talking the affordable Bissell carpet machine. The powerful suction deep cleans and restores the original color and beauty of your carpets and upholstery. Why rent when you can buy for only $139.99?
Montgomery Ward, brand name saving store.
Extra good, extra special. Bonanza gives you more of what you love.
For all those who like getting a little extra without paying a little extra, we invite you to Bonanza Family Restaurant. Where right now, you'll find our all-you-can-eat golden fried shrimp dinner with all the Bonanza extras for only $6.99.
The extras don't cost extra at Bonanza.
Citizens against the Applewhite Reservoir marched today to draw attention to their cause, but more importantly, to draw water samples from the Medina River. Robert Rodriguez was at the protest rally.
Not even the soggy weather could dampen the spirits of about 40 proponents of the Stop Applewhite Reservoir campaign as they marched in the rain along the water in the Medina River. Members of the Aquifer Protection Association and others protesting came out to collect water samples.
Such a composite sample has not been taken in any of the preliminary testing by the City Water Board at this time.
Stop Applewhite!
The faithful joined local wastewater specialist engineer Arturo Riojas on his fact-finding mission. Riojas, a professor at UTSA, volunteered to take samples of the Medina, the source of the reservoir, for laboratory analysis at the San Antonio Testing Lab. Up to now, protesters have claimed the proposed project will become an economic and environmental fiasco. With water samples now being taken from the Medina River, Applewhite protesters hope to prove with scientific data what they've been saying all along, that the water here is not fit for human consumption. Robert Rodriguez, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
200 San Antonio children felt what it's like to be hungry this weekend, something millions of children around the world feel every day. The children are fasting as part of a planned famine held at Holy Spirit Catholic Church. The students began their fast last night in hopes of increasing awareness of the growing hunger crisis around the world.
United against world hunger, working together to make young people aware of hunger in the world, not just in San Antonio, but across the world, and what they can do to make a difference.
By the way, the children are making a difference. They raised $10,000 to combat world hunger. This is the 6th annual fast, which lasts until 7 tonight. Jim Thomas is up next. He'll tell us more about our chilly wet weather, and later, 'tis the season to go to the movies. Bob Polensky takes a look at one of the first Christmas releases, The Drugstore Cowboy.
Looks like a little rain will continue.
Probably looks like Thanksgiving weather.
Feels like it at least.
Today, Lancome Paris enters the era of chronocosmetology with Noctosone Renewal Night Treatment. With its unique time-release Neosome system technology, Noctosome supplies vital ingredients all through the night, a definite beauty action, so every complexion can wake up to fresh, clear, smooth, beautiful-looking skin.
Let Noctosome help you put your best face forward each morning.
Noctosome Renewal Night Treatment, Lancome Paris. Available at Dillard's.
South Texans have stars in their eyes.
San Antonio stars, like the one coming Sunday in the Express News that tells of the Baker's tearful prison reunion.
The wacky Cajun wedding of John Goodman.
The peculiar passions of Betty Davis and Joan Crawford.
And Princess Di's late-night tryst with her old flame.
Read all about our free New Year's Day breakfast movie party.
And reach for your new Wingo game card to get your share of $60,000 in Wingo cash.
It wouldn't be a Sunday without the Express News.
This is a kind of a Saturday you want to spend indoors.
That's right. Unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of significant rain. That's the bad part. You know, with a cloudy day like this, you wish you could get some really good rain. Only 200s at the airport, but still some more in the forecast tomorrow. Let's take a look at the satellite photo, which shows us a lot of cloudiness across the Lone Star State, or at least the southeastern half of the state. Parts of West Texas into the Panhandle breaking out of the clouds, some sunshine returning up there, and the temperatures also warming up. But again, a lot of moisture flowing in across Mexico into southeast Texas, some upper air impulses, as we call them, creating some of this activity. But the more significant rain has been toward Corpus Christi, not in our particular area. Only 200s at the airport. Elsewhere, it's just been a light rain and drizzle throughout most of the day. And again, the clouds continue eastward, and rain continues from Louisiana back into the southeastern U.S., so breaking the clouds, and then some more activity in the central plain states. The very latest satellite photo with our fronts drawn in show you a frontal system to the north. Not much weather associated with that. Behind that system, very cold air. In fact, a lot of record lows today reported in Minnesota and Iowa and back to the northeast. High pressure bringing cold Canadian air in. Some temperatures below zero for early morning lows. To the west, high pressure over the Rockies, some clouds in the northwest, and it's not hard to pick up all the clouds throughout Texas and back to the southeast. And then also in the northeast, there's a few snow showers continuing. In fact, really heavier snow, as much as 8 inches in some parts of New York. Couple of quick radars. Let's take a look at Doppler 5 first of all, and this will be scanning for 150 miles. To the east of the San Antonio area, there continues to be some light rain and drizzle. I'll move on this side because this is really where most of the activity is. From KENS TV eastward, this has basically been moving east to north, light rain, but to the west, there's not much else out there right now. Now let's take a look at Corpus Christi radar, where some of the heavier rain has been. And again, it shows up as light rain, but there's been some significant totals, as much as 2 to 4 inches in some parts of southeast Texas. We'll take a look at the forecast in just a minute.
For 24-hour-a-day weather updates, call WeatherTel at 470-KENS, a service of Eyewitness News and Nutrisystem Weight Loss Centers.
The Men's Wearhouse opens in San Antonio.
Marshall Field has terrific service. We think ours is just as terrific. In fact, we often tailor a suit in just one day. We bought this suit at Marshall Field for $400. At the Men's Wearhouse, the same manufacturer's suit is only $250. Field's a great place to browse, but the place to buy, the Men's Wearhouse. I guarantee it.
The Men's Wearhouse on Loop 410 across from North Star Mall.
Cloudy skies at 5 o'clock, 58 degrees, humidity way up there at 93%, northeast wind at 7, and the barometer rising 30.22. Tonight, still a 60% chance for rain or a light drizzle with an overnight low around 53. With the clouds hanging in, not much of a temperature difference. Sunday, a 50% chance for showers around and a high warming up a little bit back into the mid-60s. So again, we look for a slight chance of rain, but nothing real heavy in our part of South Texas.
I see that big cold front in the Midwest. Going to make it to Texas?
Well, we're watching it very closely. We'll talk more about that at 10.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Sure.
Coming up, Judson moves a step closer to a state title, and Washington Redskin Dexter Manley banned from the NFL for life. Gary DeLon has sports next. Sad story.
Very sad. He just seemed like he never learned.
It's time for a change. Our electric bills are already too high. And now the big utility companies want us to pay even more. It's time to crack down on utility rate abuses, but the political power brokers won't do it. They don't want me elected because I'm fighting to reform utility rates. There's a clear choice in the race for Lieutenant Governor. The big utility companies say they're working for Bob Bullock. I'm Chet Edwards, and I'm working for you.
"50 years ago, William Dillard started his first department store. He chose his merchandise carefully. He personally inspected every item that came in. He settled for nothing but the best. Today, he still demands excellence in every detail because he knows you expect the best, too. Quality. You can find it every day at Dillard's."
Well, Judson proves once again why they're always the state's top-ranked team.
Yeah, they did. This is not a big sports story for a lot of people, but it is for a young man with a lot of courage, capital C. James Finney II, 12 years old, who's faced a lot of obstacles, displayed a lot of courage today. He won the gold medal in the special bowling tourney at Bandera Bowl for the Eisenhower School.
Oh, that's for Special Olympics.
Yeah, he did a
Well,
great
congratulations.
Well, the Rockets are the state's top-ranked team, but today the Jefferson Mustangs made the Converse kids work for a tough victory. Judson advances in the area playoffs 21-0. Cold day at Old Alamo, but the Rockets are hot, and the Mustangs are ready. Pick up action in the second quarter. Mike Jenks, the evasive quarterback, back to pass to Louis Silva, the big tight end. Watch this diving grab. Oh, great catch. He's a fine one, a junior. Then Jenks again. He fires long to big Parker Towery, and he towers above everybody else to take it in untouched, unscathed. Unbelievable. 7-0 that point. Still second quarter from the 17 to Towery again. He charges to the 1, but what a tremendous collision. Did you see that Mustang bowling there? Then Vincent Kyle dives into the score, 14-0 at the half. We pick up action in the fourth quarter now. Jinx to little Kyle Arnell, the scat back, goes in, fumbles, and then recovers. I've got it. The TD Judson wins 21-0 over a tough Jefferson team today. The Rockets roll on. The Longhorns had frog legs for lunch. Notre Dame breezed by Penn State. Rice upset Baylor, and it was a great day for Colorado. Fourth quarter, Texas trails 17-10, and this is Donovan Forbes in for the injured Peter Gardere. He looks for San Antonio's Kerry Cash, and it's a cash and carry TD. 17-17. Crowd loves it in Austin. Now it's Adrian Walker, the big back, a runaway steer. He goes 43 yards as the Horns hook him 31-17 in Austin. Tough day for Notre Dame. Joe Paterno made it tough for him. Ricky Waters goes 12, and the Irish go on to win today over Penn State by 11. Number 2 ranked Colorado clobbered K-State. Darian Hagan goes 30 yards on a scamper, untouched almost, and the Buffs stampede the Wildcats 59-11. The Little Brown Jug is at stake. It's the vase of victory, or is it base? Number 3 ranked Michigan mauls Minnesota. Michael Taylor goes to Greg McMurtry, and it's 49-15 as Michigan rolls on again. Out west, Ty goes high. This is Utah. Ty Detmer. Hey, he's from Southwestern San Antonio. Hits Matt Bullamy for the TD as BYU romps today 70-31. Let's go to our scoreboard.
I want my Serta.
Get a Serta Perfect Sleeper. The exclusive Serta surface will spoil you for sleeping any other way.
I want my Serta.
Get your Serta at Lax. Every piece of Serta bedding is on sale, including Serta Posture Quilt Twins, starting at just $49.99 each piece. Plus free mattress pad with any set purchase this weekend at Lax. And check out Lax High Gear Delivery Program.
No matter where you go, there's always one car that leads the rest in design and value. Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in its class, everywhere from Paris to London. It's the car more and more people drive for world-class style and comfort. From Athens all the way to Moscow. All over Texas, the design leader is Ford Taurus. It might be one of the best car values here and beyond.
The Dallas Cowboys play the Miami Dolphins at home tomorrow, and they hope to win their second game of the year. In town today for a special appearance at B. Dalton Books is Larry Wansley, Director of Operations for the Cowboys. Now, he knows about drug problems like Dexter Manley's deal today where he was banned for his entire career. He's banned for life in the NFL, and Larry knows about the confrontation between Jimmy Johnson and Everson Walls last week. Larry was an FBI agent for years. He's written a book called FBI Undercover. First off, Larry, thanks for coming by. I know you're upset a little bit about Dexter Manley because you do know him.
I do know Dexter. It's a very, very serious and tragic situation, but it's a reality that we all have to face and deal with in our industry.
Now, a little bit about your book. You've written FBI Undercover. You were called Mandrake, and for 20 years you were undercover, including here in San Antonio.
That's very true. I started my FBI career right here in the Alamo City, and in fact, there's a chapter devoted to that.
Last week, Everson Walls came tumbling down like the Berlin Wall when Jimmy Johnson chewed on him. I noticed in the replay, you were behind Jimmy Johnson when he was chewing on Everson Walls. What were they saying there?
Well, it was a rather heated discussion. I think it was one that was blown a bit out of proportion. There was a bit of heat at the time because the game had just ended and there was a lot of activity. The discussion really involved, I think, the totality